What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Stellar Lumens today, XLM. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 21st day of August, and here we are with about, what is that, three hours left in the day, sitting at 39.4 cents, essentially. Looking like we have found a low, and I will say, as I did with my XRP video that I recently made, it's very possible that we could go lower. If XRP sees a lower low, Stellar Lumens probably sees a lower low. It kind of tracks XRP, and so does HBAR. So I wouldn't be too shocked or thrown off by that if that were to happen. It would be a slightly lower low. And yes, we do have the Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow, the FOMC meeting, talking about discussing interest rates. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, you guys. Even if the interest rates remain unchanged, we're not going to dump. Look back at any of the last like 6 months that the interest rates have not changed. We have not dumped on any of those days. We dumped going into them, and then we pump afterwards, right? It's already priced in, so I don't think it's going to have a big effect. The only thing that would affect the markets is if we do get that pump, or if we do get the interest rates to cut tomorrow. Well, then we'd probably get a nice little surprise pump. I'm just saying, right? Because this interest rates getting cut, this is not the price action you'd expect to see, but typically the price tells you the news, right? Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. The charts say no cuts, no cuts tomorrow, but you never know. You never know. Sometimes unexpected things do happen. And so far what I've heard is I haven't heard Powell say that they're not interested in cutting rates. I've just heard experts say that, right? Normally Powell's the one that says that. He's been kind of quiet about that, I feel like. So, or maybe I just haven't been keeping up with the times. I don't know. So someone in the comments, if he has said that he's not cutting rates, or at least hinted at that already, then someone in the comments can let us know, hopefully. Anyways, let's get into this. Okay, let's talk about this on a short-term basis. We'll get into it on long term. Let's see if Stellar Lumens has any news. We don't really do this normally, but let's just see if there's any kind of like news going on with Stellar Lumens. My VPN is in the UK, so I get some like UK ads. I don't know. BBC, right? BBC News. I set it to Japan the other day, and I got a bunch of Japanese ads. My McAfee pop-up antivirus ad was all in Japanese. I love VPNs, man. VPNs are great too, man, because I don't know what happened. I'm just on a whole nother note, just like in support of VPNs. They're pretty damn cheap monthly. And on top of that, there was some kind of website that like tried to access my stuff, man. I never clicked on it. I don't remember clicking on it. Maybe my doubter did. I don't know. But it was like some kind of crypto website, and I was like, what the hell? I don't remember. Like, why was this flagged? And VPNs help protect you guys. I mean, it's good. I've never had that happen before, but anyways, let's see news. Let's go to the news here. One day ago, Stellar chases 24 billion. Yeah. Probably more than $24 billion, honestly. Real world asset market, there's more than $24 billion in that, baby. Like the RWA is houses too, cars, right? There's more than that, man. Absolutely. Nothing new, nothing too new, right? A new dawn for institutional and driven block. Nothing new. We'll delete that and we'll get into the TA here. Okay. Let's actually look also at the liquidation levels. I want to see real quick. XLM. Can we find it here? Do I have to type it in? I might have to type it in. Let's just type it. Oh, there it is. Boom. Okay. See if there's any plays being made on this. Not a whole lot. Very low levels of shorts and longs, but the shorts definitely do have it. There's some longs that get cleared out at about 38.4 cents. We'll just remember that 38.4 cents. Some longs get cleared out. 38 cents itself. Okay, so 38.4 cents. Our low is right there at 38.7. So could we see a slightly lower low? Sure, and clear out some longs before moving higher? Sure, that absolutely that can happen. I wouldn't be thrown off by that at all. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, we look at some indicators here. The RSI looks like trash, but what I will say is nice is that if you look at this, every single instance that we've had, you've come down to the oversold zone, rejected here, came down to the oversold zone, rejected, kind of chilled, whatever, and then inevitably to the oversold zone, this time right to it, but not into it, right? That's different. Every other time you got into it here, you're doing something different, bouncing right off of it, which I think is nice. You also bounced off it here on your stochastics, which is also nice. Your MACD is looking like it wants to turn around. All these things, overall, they all look bearish at their moments, except for the stochastics. The stochastics actually looks nice, but they're set up to do some good things. And I think if you can continue to get overbought without coming back, below the 50, or at least coming down into the oversold zone on the RSI, maybe continue to bounce off the 50 and do this kind of stuff with the stochastics like you've done back here, like you did back here, that could promote growth. And then of course get this oscillator in the MACD, this blue and orange line, get that to cross above the zero and continue to move up. That would be nice. But this is the 1 hour time frame. It's not that significant. However, there are signs, in my opinion, of of the fact that you have found support actually. So maybe you don't go lower. And maybe my most recent call for XRP is wrong. You know, we got 4 minutes left. That was a pretty bad hour, last hour, right? That was a pretty bad hour that we just had, and the stochastics did not look friendly there. But man, that bounce with this hour here, definitely some volatility going on. I might be wrong about XRP going lower, you guys. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Is XRP faring? I mean, it's doing the same thing that we're doing here. You got that bounce there too. I think I'm wrong. I think that we're not going to see. Damn, that sucks. That video calling for a lower low. If anybody's watching this, who's watching the XRP video, I think that I was wrong about that. I might make a quick little update on that note for XRP just because of that. I don't think it is. That little subtle difference there, because we started off. Oh, I don't know though, but this is the beginning of that new 4-hour candle. This is where things get tricky. Okay, maybe there is still a chance we could go lower. The 1 hour is not enough, man. I got a little overzealous there. I'm sorry. If this 4-hour candle closes green, I don't think we go lower than that low. If it comes back down and it closes red, even if it's like a little bit amount red, I would think that we do go below that low. That's kind of the criteria I'm looking at. Downward trend in the RSI, lower lows, lower highs. Come down, get some bullish divergence. Yeah, makes sense. Bullish divergence here on the stochastics, not really. I do like that bounce off the oversold zone. We have some confliction here. A little bit of confliction there, but you've done this before and then still gone lower. You've done this before and then still gone lower. So maybe I would lean with the RSI, which is more bearish. And the MACD actually looks good as long as we get a green close. If it closes red, I have a feeling then instead of building green, we would actually start to flip red. So depending on what we do in the next 3 hours by the end of the day, let's give some if-then statements, right? If by the end of the day we close below 39 point, let's say 7 cents, we're probably going to see a lower low. And that low is going to come in the form of like 38 cents, okay? Nothing crazy. If we close here or higher, then no, we don't go lower. We found the low yesterday, and that's that. We're moving up, yeah? Inevitably, regardless of what we do in the short term, whether it's we drop 1.5 cents or we hold our ground and we start to move up, regardless of whatever it is we do, we are definitely showing signs of readiness to move up on the daily. Being here at the 0 on the MACD is beautiful, right? These oscillators, the orange and the blue line here, coming down to the 0 like this, beautiful. This is where you want to bounce normally. You do have higher lows in the histograms as well, higher lows in the price. If we're looking at this here from an overall low to high on our Fibonacci retracement tool, right in the golden area, a golden ratio zone, finding support here, beautiful to see. And again, the higher that we close up, the better that it'll be. Inevitably and regardless, if we go lower, we will still move higher than this high here very, very soon. Let's say we go lower and then we come back up. Let's say we even go lower and then we come back up, whatever it is. I think 38 cents is a good low area, but we might find support above there or even just below there. Regardless, you know, maybe we go down to 37 cents, and that's still fine. Regardless of what we do, we'll come back up, and we will see prices go all the way up to about 57 cents, 65 cents, somewhere in there. That is our primary target zone, okay, 57 to 65 cents. Whenever we do get to 71 or whenever we do break above 65 cents, the next target area would be about 72 cents to 94 cents. And then inevitably, once you do break above that 94 cent zone, that's whenever it's time to start thinking about prices that are well above $1. I doubt that we stop at $1. I doubt that that's our target area ultimately. And we zoom out here looking at the weekly time frame. I would expect, I don't suspect, I expect that we're going to see prices based off of last cycle's bull market high to the bear market low here. We're going to see prices that are all the way up at $1.54. Again, breaking above 91 cents on a daily closing basis opens up the gates to these targets that are well above $1. $1.54 at a minimum to $2.20 and probably just above there at a maximum, right? I think that we'll see maybe like 260, 270. We could see 357. That is a possibility. And I think that, you know, if we hear Stellar Lumens is being incorporated in some crypto reserves for various countries or institutions, or some big kind of monumental stuff happens on a fundamental basis, maybe we do get to 357 in the midst of all the hype and mayhem of this coming alt season. But I'm more under the impression that we'll see targets around like 220 to 250. at least $1.50. But here at 40 cents, man, that's spectacular growth either way, right? The average altcoin's expected to do like a 3 to a 5x move, and even at the minimum target, you're hitting that average at least, right? You're hitting about like that's a 3.8x move almost, right? Coming up here, you're at about like a 5.7x move, and that's on the upper ends of average for the average altcoin, and that's kind of what I would expect for Stellar. If not there, then higher, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said it all. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Look at that beautiful, just beautiful bounce off the zero on the weekly time frame there. RSI, stochastics, they all look good. I guess the stochastics look kind of iffy here, but the other two indicators look good. So we're going to run with that. Nice consolidation phase. You're ready to rip any day now, any week now. Just have patience, have faith. I very much do believe, regardless if you have patience or you have faith, this thing is going to move up in a very short amount of time. We'll probably start to rally here by the end of the month and going into September. September, contrary to what a lot of people are thinking, I think it might be a good month actually for crypto. Certainly, I think October will be as well, but time will tell. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.